Welcome to this mindful power yoga flow. My name is Eckstrom, co-founder of Inner Dimension, an online streaming platform where you can find my full library of programs, series, and single classes. We now have more than 1,000 classes at Inner Dimension, not just with me, but with other instructors from around the world. Follow the link below, and if you're interested and you join, your first 10 days are completely free. Be sure to hit that YouTube subscribe button so that we can continue providing yoga and meditation across the world for free. Let's get started, and I'll meet you on your mat in a seated position. So finding yourself in a comfortable cross-legged seated position, remember that you can support yourself. So if crossing your legs seated on the floor is not comfortable for your hips or knees, you can always sit up on the edge of a bolster, a blanket, or a block. Once you find the position that's right for you, turn your palms down on top of your knees. Sit up tall and begin to deepen your breath. In this mindful power yoga flow, we're gonna infuse the flow with an attitude of mindfulness. In the traditional mindfulness practices, there are different attitudes that we bring to the quality of attention we're sitting with. And today, the quality of attention will be gratitude. And so begin by noticing your sitting bones connected to the mat. Your breath moving into and out of your body. And tapping into a sense of gratitude toward yourself for making time and space for your practice today. And so just from this place, with your breath leading and guiding the way, on an inhale, clasp your hands around your knees, lift your heart, lift your chest, roll your shoulders back as if you could gaze gently up toward the ceiling, never throwing your head back. And then as you exhale, rock back on the sitting bones, tuck your pubic bone towards your face, begin to round your spine as we start to move through some seated cat-cows here. Linking breath to movement, inhale, the heart draws forward through the gateway of the chest, expanding the upper chest. Exhale as you rock back, dome and round the spine, tucking the chin, and we'll flow through that one more time. Inhale, heart rising as the shoulders roll back. Exhale as the navel hugs toward the spine, rounding the back. On an inhale, come through the center, sweep the feet around you, come to hands and knees, and then walking your hands slightly forward, opening them about the distance of the shoulders. Aim the first finger straight ahead. Tuck the toes under. Lift the hips up and back and come into your first downward facing dog. Step the feet at least as wide as the sitting bones or slightly wider. Drive the floor away and then return your attention to the movement of your breath into and out of your body. If it's available for you today, drawing the breath in through the nose and along the back of the throat, establishing the yogic style of breathing we refer to as ujjayi, a sound that you can hear, but certainly not something that you're straining to create. On an inhale, wave the body forward, upper push-up, plank position, gazing slightly ahead of the tips of the fingers. As you exhale, wave the body back to downward facing dog, pulling the upper thighs back. And two more times, just linking breath to movement again. Inhale, shoulders above the wrists, upper push-up plank as the heels drive back. From the pit of the navel, downward facing dog as you shift your way up and back. One more time. Inhale, wave the body forward, upper push-up, plank position, long spine from crown of head to heels. Exhale as you wave the body back. Pause in downward facing dog. Take an inhale, press the hips up and back. As you exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, step your feet up to meet your hands, forward folding at the top of your mat. On an inhale, slip your hands to your shins, pull your chest out long. and find yourself in a flat back, gazing slightly down, one long line of energy from the crown of the head all the way through the sitting bones. Take one more inhale here as you lengthen, and then exhale, fold as you invite the rounding back in. Grounding through the feet, inhale, circle the arms all the way up toward the sky. As you exhale, draw your hands down towards your heart as we begin to enter into this mindfulness-infused flow. Remembering that part of gratitude is not just our ability to give it, but is also our ability to receive it. Blink your eyes open, and on an inhale, press your arms out wide away from your body as if you could open to receive that gratitude today. As you exhale, draw your hands back together at the space of your heart. Circle your arms up, inhale, grow tall as you root to rise. Then exhale, fold forward, dive down over your strong thighs. Glance out, find a flat back once again. On an inhale, lengthening. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back to the top of a push-up plank position. And remember that you can always modify this by dropping the knees down behind the hips. There's always a place for you here. And you get to ask yourself, what does mindfulness mean for you today infused in this flow? Whether you're in modified plank or full plank, take one more inhale here. Then exhale, start to bend the elbows, lower slow the whole body down onto the mat. Wrists underneath the elbows. On an inhale, find just a baby cobra to start as the elbows hug in and the shoulders wrap back. Then exhale as you lower slow, tuck the toes, press back to downward facing dog as we just start to flow through that. So remember that we can do anything mindfully. Sometimes we get confused and we think that mindfulness means that it has to be slow. But life isn't always slow. There are things we need to get done efficiently. And so can you move through this flow, one breath, one movement, and still bring that attitude of mindfulness to it? Take an inhale, press your hips up and back. Exhale, bend the knees, step forward, folding top of the mat. Flat back on an inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, forward fold, making space as you melt. To the sky, inhale, grow tall to stand, reaching arms overhead. Exhale, draw the hands down toward the heart, appreciation within. Spread the arms out wide as you make some space. Draw the palms back together at the space of the heart. Both arms flow up, inhale, reach high and rise. Exhale, fold forward and dive over strong thighs. Flat back on an inhale, long side waist. Hands down as you exhale, step back to the top of a push-up and lower slow as the elbows hug the waist. Cobra on an inhale as your chest expands. Downward facing dog as you exhale, and we just prepare to move through that one last time today. And the way we move through our practice prepares us for life, laying the groundwork. So on an inhale, press the thighs back. Exhale, bend the knees, step the feet forward, forward folding, melt in. Inhale, glance out, pulling the breath deep. Exhale, fold and press the breath out and empty. Rise to the sky. Inhale as you sweep the arms above. Exhale as you trace the center line back to the gesture we call Anjali. Spread the arms out. Inhale as you expand. Exhale, pull the hands back together at the heart, this most important place. Sweep the arms, rise up. Inhale for a final time. Dive down, exhale, following your breath. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Exhale, plant the hands, growing stronger, step back, and mindfully lower. Inhale to cobra, or if you're ready, you could rise to upward facing dog instead. Downward facing dog as you exhale, and we just prepare to move on. Grounding down as your fingers widen and spread. Rooting down through the pads of your feet. On an inhale, lift your right leg up about the height of your right hip, squaring the right pinky toe down toward the earth so that the low back is safe. As you exhale, draw your right foot forward to the top of the mat, and if it doesn't quite make it, you can always reach your hand back there, catch your right heel, and pull it up to the top of the mat. Pivot the back left foot flat, and on an inhale, rise up to warrior one, your forward-facing warrior. Descend down into the right thigh. Keep pushing back through the left thigh. Draw the right waist back and pivot the left hip forward until your body clicks into place, and then there's nothing here to force. Right? Mindfulness means accepting this experience exactly as it is today. Take an inhale, rise up, and then exhale, drop the hands behind the back, catch and interlace the fingers. Draw the knuckles down, peel the heart up, roll the shoulders back. Big inhale here. Exhale to humble warrior, and that just might mean your chest parallel to your right thigh. For some people, that might mean that the right shoulder drops down on the inside of the right knee. Still squaring the left chest down. Elevating the knuckles up and off your low back, just your own amount. Give it one last little squeeze here. Then on an inhale, rise back up to warrior one, reach up, separate the hands. Spread wide and open into warrior two. Right arm forward, left arm behind you, and placing your body in a specific way. So you notice that your front heel intersects your back arch. You sit down into the front right thigh, and then you elevate tall through the spine, and your arms are part of the pose, the posture. Energy extends out through the fingertips, what in yoga we call Vyana Vayu, the outward motion of energy. Take one last inhale there as you sit a little deep, and as things get challenging, as sensation builds in the body, you might ask yourself the question, what gets in the way of your gratitude? Take one last inhale here. Exhale, straighten the front right leg. Turn the right foot in parallel so that the outer edges of the feet are parallel to the outer edges of the mat. Take an inhale, lean back, open the chest, and then exhale, dive forward between the legs. Plant the left hand underneath the left shoulder, and on your next inhale, reach your right arm toward the sky. So you enter into a little bit of a twist. Keep pulling your left hip back. Keep hugging your right hip in so that your hips stay neutral as you take one last inhale here. Exhale, right hand comes down, keep the hands on the ground. Start to crawl yourself to your front right leg. Turn your right toes forward. Spin onto your back left toes. And then lower your left knee down behind your left hip. And if your knee is tender, you could put a little towel under it or a blanket and pad it up if that's best. On an inhale, circle your arms to the sky, coming into a low lunge. Then exhale, draw your hands down towards your heart. Stay empty of breath. Then place your left elbow outside of your right knee. And so as we start to wring the body out, as we start to come into some of these twisting poses, again, it might be a really good opportunity for you just to inquire internally, what gets in the way of the flow of your gratitude? Remembering that so often off the mat and in our lives, challenges are opportunities. So maybe you can find that here in your practice today. Give it one last little squeeze. Back to center on an inhale, reach the arms above. Exhale, lower the fingertips down toward the floor, tuck the left toes under, lift the left knee, and then step the left foot up to the top of the mat, forward folding at the top of the mat. We're gonna keep going. Inhale, glance out and lengthen. Exhale, fold, because this is a power yoga flow. Inhale, circle the arms to the sky. We're gonna touch every link of your bodily chain. Hands to the heart as you exhale. Shift the weight into your left foot. Draw your right knee up into your chest. With your right hand on your right knee, stand up tall, and then bring your left hand to your right knee. Start to reach your right arm toward the back of the space, opening your heart, opening your chest. And that this is enough. Isn't it nice sometimes just to rest in what enough feels like? That it doesn't need to be deeper, better, bigger. Enough is a really good place to be. Turn the torso forward, reach both arms to the sky, take an inhale, and if you want to, straighten your right leg out in front of you. Then as you exhale, lower your right foot down to meet your left. Bend your knees, drop your hips, coming into chair pose. Take an inhale in chair. Knees stay bent, hands to the heart. Right elbow outside of the left knee for a counter twist. As your sitting bones pull back, draw your heart forward, get long through the spine, give it one last little squeeze there. Then back to chair on an inhale, reach up. Forward fold, exhale, dive down. Flat back inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, hands down, step back to plank pose, and slowly lower down. Cobra or up dog, inhale as you let your heart shine through. Down dog as you exhale, and let's do this second side. On an inhale, lift the left leg up, just the height of that left hip. Exhale, step the left foot forward, spin the back foot flat. Grounding through the legs, inhale, rise up into warrior one. And your feet, if they were side by side, would be at least sitting bone distance apart. Maybe even slightly wider, depends on what you need. Heart squaring forward. Finding your place in the pose that is sustainable for you today. Because mindfulness incorporates not just the breath, but also the body. Those are the first foundations of mindfulness. Take an inhale, reach up. Exhale, drop the hands behind. Interlace one finger over the less natural way. Pull the knuckles down, lift the heart up, take an inhale. And then find your version of humble warrior, whether the shoulders inside or on top of the thigh. Knuckles elevate, shoulders roll back. And then that moment where you just check in with yourself and you notice you're not pushing so hard that you can't be in your body. Because the moment that you're pushing so hard and you can't be in your body anymore, then we're no longer practicing yoga, we're no longer in a state of mindfulness. Give it one last squeeze. Inhale, rise up, reach up, warrior one, take a goodbye breath. Open up warrior two as you spread wide. Descending down into the front left thigh. And you feel your head above your heart above your hips, and this portion of the body just symbolic of being rooted and grounded in the present moment, right here. Take a goodbye inhale. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Turn the left toes in to mirror the right. Lean back, take an inhale. Exhale, dive between the legs. This time, right hand under right shoulder. Hips stay the same. Lift the left arm toward the sky, and what you might notice is that you don't get quite as deep into a twist on one side as the other side, and just to know that that's totally normal for the human spine. Take one more inhale as you lean back. Exhale, left hand comes down, fingertips stay low. Start to crawl yourself to a high runner's lunge facing the top of the mat. Right knee down behind the right hip, pat it up if you need. Circle the arms to the sky. Inhale, finding your low lunge. As you exhale, trace the hands to the heart. Keep the breath empty out of the body. Hook the right elbow outside of the left knee. Finding a little twist, shoulders stacking, rotating the heart to the left, and that beautiful reminder that the struggle ends when gratitude begins. So you come back to that state of thankfulness for showing up today. Give it a squeeze. Back to center, inhale, both arms rise. Exhale, fingertips down, tuck the right toes under, lift the right knee, step forward, fold in half. Inhale, find a flat back. Exhale and forward fold. Last little bit here. Rise to the sky, inhale, reach the arms above. Exhale, draw the hands to the heart, shifting the weight into the right foot. Draw the left knee up and into the chest. And then place your right hand outside of your left knee. Reach your left arm back behind you so your hips stay in neutral rotation. And we have a twist with authenticity and integrity, because as the hips stay neutral, the twist starts to happen in the space at the base of the shoulder blades. Left arm reaching back. It's enough just to let this be it. Turn the torso forward, lift both arms up. Maybe the left leg kicks out. Take an inhale here. Left foot meets the right as you exhale. Bend the knees, drop the hips. Last standing pose of this practice. Take an inhale, reach up. Knees stay bent, hands to the heart as you exhale. Left elbow outside of the right knee, so you twist to the opposite side, bringing balance into the body. Give it one last little squeeze. Back to chair pose, inhale, reach high. Exhale, forward fold and dive. Inhale, find length through the spine. Last vinyasa, plant the hands, step back, lower slow, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog, always your choice. Down dog as you exhale. Gratitude for your practice, gratitude for this time. Take a goodbye inhale in your last down dog. Exhale, lower your knees to the mat. Crawl your knees forward. Rise to standing on your knees. Tuck your toes under, lift your heels, and then bring your hands to your low back. On an inhale, lift the heart up. Roll the shoulders back. You could stay here. This is a great place to be. Or maybe your hands descend to your heels. Such a personal choice, but no matter where you go, your thighs are pressing forward, so you have strong legs, a strong foundation so that you can open your heart, open your upper chest, take in more breath, and also have that capacity to receive your gratitude today. Shift the weight forward, bring the hands back to the heart if the hands drop to the heels. Release the tops of the feet, plant the hands down, cross the ankles behind you. Roll onto the sitting bones, roll onto the back. Hug and squeeze the knees into the chest to counter that back bend. Take an inhale here. Spin the soles of the feet to the sky. Maybe you hook the big toes, finding happy baby pose. Opening the knees wider than the torso. And if that doesn't feel accessible to you today, you can hold where the shins and ankles connect, or you can even hold behind the thighs to remember that in this practice of yoga, there is always a space for you. You belong here, on this mat, in this practice, in your body. Reach down, hug and squeeze your knees into your chest, that last squeeze of gratitude. Draw your forehead up to meet your knees. Take one last big inhale here. And then exhale, let it all go, legs forward. Feet open wide and fall away from each other. Arms by the sides as the palms turn to the sky. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale, let it go. Close the eyes and allow yourself to rest and marinate in the gifts of your practice today. In Shavasana. Begin to deepen your breath. Keep the eyes closed, rebend the knees, hug the knees into the chest. Rock yourself forward and back until you rock your way up to sit. And coming back to where our practice began in this cross-legged seated position, draw your hands together at the space of your heart, bowing your chin. In gratitude to your practice, and in gratitude to all the goodness your practice brings to your life. On an inhale, placing your thumbs to your forehead for clarity of thought, your fingertips to your lips for thoughtfulness of speech, and your hands to your heart for consistency of action, allowing your practice to guide you through everything you're thinking, saying, and doing. Take a final deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale, let it go. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed that mindful power yoga flow. Be sure to leave a comment below and let me know how it was for you. If you'd like more classes like this, I have an entire series called Meditation in Motion, which you can find at Inner Dimension. Follow the link below and you can begin your free trial today. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me, and I look forward to seeing you next time.